All right, welcome in everybody. I wanted to do this little reading. It was a good suggestion by you guys. I want to do a reading about the new moon in Sagittarius happening on November 23rd. That is happening next week. And we also have Jupiter going direct on that day. Jupiter is the natural ruler of Sagittarius. So lots of exploration, lots of good luck, lots of expansion, lots of travel. I mean, it's Thanksgiving week here in the States. So there's a lot of support for travel. Let us see where we go with this. All right. What is going on? This new moon ascending the mountain. Surrendering to the journey. Definitely a Sag feel there. And protected by angels. This is, what is it? Like God protects fools and drunks or something like that. Okay, that's not part of this. This is really about you being protected as you're ascending the mountain or as you're going through your journey and feeling more in alignment with that. Like some of us could have been feeling for the last little while that, man, I just feel kind of exposed, or I don't feel safe, or I feel like things are shaky, baby, and I don't like that. So what's coming in is Archangel Michael is on the Sagittarian card of Temperance, and that is definitely about protection. Archangel Michael is the protector. All right, so let's see where we go here. All right, surrendering to the journey. Underneath is the Emperor, Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, yeah, Page of Wands, King of Wands, Three of Wands. Look at that. Swords, all wands. That's interesting. Page of Swords again, the swords again, Four of Swords, Death. I can't leave that there. Okay, Three of Wands. All right, good. So this is like, it's interesting because this is like a combination, the transformation of ideas and passion into action. This new moon in Sagittarius can have us dreaming really big. That's what Sagittarius does. Okay. Sagittarius dreams big. And also Sagittarius is also known for truth. Meaning, and like can be a little bit blunt, just say full disclosure, Sagittarius right here. Okay. So I feel like there is going to be some kind of conflict next week, particularly as we have this new moon, obviously, and Jupiter going direct. You're going to be able to see other people's lying, cheating. You'll be able to see and much more clearly now with Sagittarius going direct. We're not going to be confused. Okay. Jupiter is going direct in Pisces, and Pisces can be a little bit of a convoluted energy. But Jupiter going direct expands your spirituality. So your ability to see stuff is going to be heightened. All right. Our next piece here is fire, Page of Wands, King of Wands, Three of Wands. And this has to do with getting inspired. So our next little piece of the puzzle for next week is about how am I being inspired? What am I looking at that I want to create? What's the new thing that I get really excited about? If you're feeling that way, then this is something to manifest. And it's something that can be manifested, because now this new moon is all about manifesting. It's all about holding on to a vision of what you're looking to create and fueling it with the energy of passion, of inspiration. Page of Wands and Three of Wands. So King of Wands is like, okay, not only am I being inspired, but I am taking action in my inspiration, and I am asking the universe to come along with me. When Jupiter goes direct and the new moon in Sagittarius, we got a lot of support for creative endeavors, a lot of support for for life passions or passionate relationships even. We've got a lot of support around that. So this piece to me about being protected as you're going on your journey, I do feel like some of you are coming to a sense of, what am I doing this for? I feel like I'm walking a spiritual path, but the things that are going to be shown to you are, if anybody is trying to hold you back through mistruths, which is the opposite of Sag. Sag is blunt. Sag likes the truth. like super evangelical about the truth even. But you got to be careful. As I said in the live with the Pathfinders last week or yesterday, um, lots of Sagittarius are very passionate about putting their truth out into the world. They think people need to hear this. You guys need to hear this. And that may be true, but it can be seen as too strident or too directive or too pushy or too bold or something like that. So the energy here is, instead of being so sharp about, hey, this is what's going to happen and this is how we're doing it, I'm seeing this, everybody needs to know this, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to infuse it with the energy of compassion. So next week, as this moon, the new moon is happening, straight talk, straight conversations with people are the best way. Don't sugarcoat things, but infuse them with love and compassion. That way you're going to get what you want, or it's going to be a good tool to use in relationships right now. Whereas either lying or lying by omission, like saying nothing, is probably not a good strategy next week. If you have something to say to somebody, take some time to figure out how to say it without being like right between their eyes. Okay. I like also the energy of expansion here with the King of Wands looking right at the Page of Wands, being like, I am totally interested in doing something that's new, that's fresh, that's sparkly to me, that's innovative, and I do have the power to do it. King of Wands and the Emperor underneath. I do have the magic of being an emperor and a king. Okay. And an emperor, the British Empire, when your leadership is over several countries, you're an empire. When you are a king, it's usually just for one location or one country or something like that. So the empire, British Empire, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, or well, Queen Elizabeth anyway, the second, she was an empress because there were a lot of countries that were still under British rule at the time, many less now. It's changed a lot over the last 80 years. And now we're going to look on what's going on for us, and we're going to see things more clearly now that Sagittarius, the new moon in Sagittarius and Jupiter is going direct. We're going to feel luckier. We're going to feel more supported by the universe. You're also going to see people's bullshit a lot sooner, a lot easier. It's not going to be so, crazy or so obfuscated, so unclear. What you're saying, what you're seeing is what is going on. There's no sugarcoating that. All right. So what is coming through, if you're shifting, next week, it's likely we shift into these energies of being able to see people's hurtful lies, being able to see it when people are going behind our backs, being able to pay attention, being inspired by our work, being inspired by passion. And I do feel like there's a lot of healing that's taking place because we have this Page of Swords and the Four of Swords. So messages are now coming through. We're now able to receive messages from our higher self, from our spirit guides. There's no longer such a cloudy, murky thing. Okay. Neptune is going direct early in December, and Neptune in retrograde has been the clarity, right? If Neptune direct is more fuzzy, is more fantasy driven, Neptune in retrograde has been a little bit about seeing the truth. So we're just picking up with the Sagittarian energy, and Jupiter going direct. It's kind of picking up where Neptune in retrograde left off. But don't forget, Neptune is going to go direct early in December. And that can mean that you might have limits on your vision in other parts of your life. So if you were let's say you were dating somebody and you were constantly telling yourself, oh, they're such a good person, oh, they're kind of amazing, and you're not paying attention to what they're really doing. Now, when Jupiter goes direct and we have the full moon in Sagittarius, you're likely to see, is someone really a good person or are they not? And you're calling it out, Sagittarius, right? Neptune going direct can wherever that is in your chart, take a look at what house it's in, what house your Neptune's in. If your Neptune's in first house, you might lose focus on who you are. It might, your mission or spiritual connection is going to expand if you have Neptune in your first house, whereas it might have contracted over the past 6 months. So when we talk about these transits, and we talk about transit meaning the planet is continually moving, and retrogrades are also moving, they're just moving backwards. Take a look at your birth chart. Where is that? Where is Neptune in your birth chart at the moment of your birth? Because it is impacting that location. Even if the transit isn't in that house or that sign or anything, your personal Neptune is the thing that's being changing, right? It's changing. So Neptune is kind of a weaker energy since it's a generational planet. It's pretty far out there. So it moves so slow. It impacts us all in terms of a generation. Now, Neptune in the first house can really be something that has squashed your spiritual connection, especially since Jupiter has been in retrograde. Because Jupiter is also about that connection to something bigger than we are. And when that was in retrograde, it was like we weren't really feeling very connected. Neptune in retrograde was more about the truth and unvarnished, like really rough ways that truth can come pierce through the bubble of your kindness and love and joy. Truth can, when Neptune is in retrograde. But now, Jupiter direct in Pisces, new moon in Sagittarius, and very soon, well, within another couple weeks, we're going to have Neptune going direct. So this speaks very well for us being able to see our path, being able to take action on things, being able to, right, especially with the fire sign here, being able to take action on things. And as we go through transformation, unhooking from our baggage, letting that go and having it become wisdom is definitely part of where we're going. Okay, we're at the tail end of Scorpio energy. So the little gifty that Scorpio is leaving for us as we move into Sagittarius is about us really seeing the things we need to most work on and unhook from because they're blocking our progress. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to continue on with this. This is the new moon in Sagittarius and what we can expect in terms of energies. These cards are sort of reinforcing everything I was going to say. So let's keep going. I will pull cards for each zodiac sign to see how it might be impacted by the new moon in Sag. Okay? If you want to see that, the link is below. I will see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.